In a small, bustling town, there lived a young man named James. Born into a family struggling to make ends meet, he had a clear understanding of hardship from a very young age. His parents, though hard-working, could never earn enough to provide the comforts they longed to offer. The house they lived in was small, and the furniture was old, with worn-out fabrics. Their meals were modest, but there was always enough love to fill the gaps. James often felt the sting of embarrassment when classmates made fun of his worn shoes or out-of-date clothes. But it was in those moments of difficulty that James found his resilience. Unlike many around him, James refused to accept the limitations imposed by his environment. He didn't see his family's struggles as a permanent situation. Instead, he saw them as a challenge to be overcome. He dreamed of a future where he could break free from the cycle of poverty, where his family wouldn't have to worry about bills or food. But the road to this future would be long and full of obstacles. As he entered high school, James set his sights on higher education. He knew that education was the gateway to a better life. He threw himself into his studies, spending hours after school reading textbooks, researching, and working on assignments. But even with all his effort, there were moments of doubt. In his small town, not many people left for college. Most of his peers took up blue-collar jobs, following in the footsteps of their parents. But James believed that education could offer him a way out. He applied to several prestigious universities, hoping for a scholarship to help him with the tuition fees. His family couldn't afford the costs, so he poured all his energy into crafting the perfect application. He wrote about his struggles, his dreams, and his relentless desire to succeed. His heart raced as he awaited the acceptance letters. When the letter finally arrived, it wasn't the one he had hoped for. Instead of acceptance, he found a rejection letter staring back at him. His dream seemed shattered. He felt defeated, devastated. All the hours of preparation, all the late nights studying seemed wasted. But in that moment, something unexpected happened. Rather than succumb to despair, James found an inner strength. This rejection, he realized, was not the end of his journey. It was simply a setback. After the rejection, James decided not to give up. He wasn't ready to let go of his dreams just yet. Instead, he worked for a year, saving every penny he could. He took up various part-time jobs, washing cars, delivering newspapers, working in a local cafe. His goal was to earn enough money to pay for a year of college and to give himself another shot at his dream. During this year, James began to dive into something he had never considered before: entrepreneurship. He spent countless hours reading books on business and watching online courses. He started following entrepreneurs who had built their own businesses from scratch. Stories of people who had been broke and then made it big inspired him. He realized that maybe college wasn't the only route to success. Perhaps, just maybe, he could create his own path. As his business knowledge grew, so did his ambitions. He brainstormed ideas for his own company, researched potential markets, and even started testing products online. Despite his lack of experience, James was determined to take a chance. He used his savings to launch a small e-commerce store that sold handmade crafts. Though it was a modest start, it was the first step in his journey to entrepreneurship. However, the path to success was not smooth. The first few months were rough, sales were slow, and the traffic to his website was minimal. His profits barely covered the costs of running the business. Then, just as things started to seem like they might improve, disaster struck. The economy took a downturn, and James's fledgling business was hit hard. Customers stopped purchasing, and his income began to dwindle. The business was bleeding money, and he had to make difficult decisions. After months of struggle, James finally ran out of savings. His small business was on the brink of collapse. At his lowest point, James could have given up. He could have blamed the economy, his lack of experience, or even his initial failure. But he didn't. Instead, he took a step back, reevaluated his business model, and decided to keep going. He realized that failure was not the end. It was a lesson. He had learned more from the mistakes he had made than from any of his successes. This failure wasn't permanent, but his perseverance would be. After months of dedication, Ethan's hard work began to show results. One day, he received an invitation to attend a local literary workshop. It was an incredible opportunity to meet other aspiring writers and get professional feedback on his work. Ethan knew this was a significant moment in his journey, so he prepared diligently for the workshop. He worked tirelessly, refining his stories, making sure they were the best they could be. When the day arrived, Ethan was ready to face whatever came next. At the workshop, Ethan met many other writers who shared his passion and commitment to the craft. He was inspired by their stories and their courage. At the end of the workshop, something extraordinary happened. A publisher, who had been present throughout the event, expressed interest in one of Ethan's stories. It was the breakthrough Ethan had been waiting for. After years of struggle, perseverance, and self-doubt, this was the moment that proved all his hard work had been worth it. The publisher asked Ethan to submit more of his work, and soon enough, he had his first story published. As time went on, Ethan continued to write and publish his work, gaining recognition for his unique voice and compelling storytelling. He became known as a fresh new talent in the literary world, and his stories reached readers around the globe. The dream that had once seemed so distant had now become his reality. The journey wasn't easy, but it was worth every moment. Ethan learned that success doesn't come overnight. It requires belief in yourself, hard work, and a willingness to keep moving forward despite the obstacles. Every setback was a lesson, and every success was a reminder that the only way to reach your dreams is to take the first step. He had dared to take that step, and now his life had changed forever. Today, Ethan is a well-known writer, known for inspiring others to pursue their passions and achieve their dreams. He shares his story to remind others that it's never too late to start. He tells them that no matter how difficult the journey may seem, the key to success is simple. Don't give up. Work hard. Keep going. His message is clear. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Ethan's journey proves that the path to success isn't always smooth, but if you believe in yourself and keep working toward your goals, you can achieve anything. Your dream is worth the effort. Don't let fear or uncertainty stop you from chasing it. The opportunity is there, and every day is a new chance to turn your dreams into reality. Ethan's story is a reminder that no matter where you are in life, it's never too late to start. All it takes is a single step forward. So, if you're holding on to a dream, don't wait any longer. Take that first step, and you'll be amazed at where it can lead. The road may be long, but every step you take brings you closer to where you want to be. The life you've always dreamed of is waiting for you. Take the leap and make it happen.